So Amelia's arms. I will first say, without swaying, the arms on these dolls pose terribly. When she wasn't swayed, she could not do this. She couldn't even do this. Like, have her arm up all the way, let alone have it up and straight out. It's a basic joint. It's not any special pieces. It's just two. The wrist is this joint here is its own piece. And I think the wrist movement is very good. I'd say that's a pretty nice range of movement. She can, now that she's swayed, she can touch her face and whatever. And compared to my Soon doll, her hands are much better because she has that, like, floating joint there. The Sonnet, she, again, doesn't really need swaying to hold her arm out, but I find that the elbow joint, if you don't have it straight out, I mean, I can get it to sit anywhere past half, basically, but between this and about here, you can see it's being finicky. Between this and this, her arm's just flicking around like crazy, and she always ends up sitting like this, and I think it looks ridiculous. So I think her elbows need a bit of swaying, but her shoulder's not bad at all. It's also just a single joint. There's no separate piece there. She's not double jointed, and she's pretty basic. Her wrist is not a floating joint like Amelia's. See, this ball looks like it's not attached to her hand, but it is. It's just kind of the way she's sculpted. You can see. Sorry if it's very bright. It's very hard to see here, but it looks like it's a separate ball, but it's not. It's just the sculpting. Her wrists, decent range of movement, I'd say. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's enough though. I think I'm not unhappy with it. Okay, next is the butt joint, as I call it. Again, the swaying really helps here, but Amelia has her normal joint that goes in, and it has a little ridge so it can lock between sitting and standing, but it's still, the swaying helps regardless. And then she also has this piece, and it has a little notch, so you know when it's straight, it'll kind of click in. You can hear it, and that makes her able to pose differently. And I really like that, except a lot of the times it will just slide and her legs will end up going goofy. I've noticed that on a lot of the Anges, they have like a gimp leg almost, where one knee and butt joint kind of are really wonky. It might be the stringing, it might be that she's strong uneven, but her one knee is significantly not lined up in comparison to her other knee. I'll just do her whole leg review right now. The knees are not swayed on her because it doesn't fit with the glue inside. She has a separate knee joint. It's its own piece floating in there, and it does make her able to kneel. And I can sit her like this, but it looks silly unless she has clothes on. But it's, I guess, a double jointed knee almost. I really like it, except for her one leg, the knee doesn't line up quite right. And I think that's just something to do with the mold. Her ankle joints, again, like her wrists, are floating, and I find her feet have actually a very nice range of movement. It's not, like, crazy good, but she stands really well. I don't really have a problem with that. The only thing that kind of puts her off balance is her head, actually. And sometimes their legs snap weird like that, and twist around, like, it'll go like this rather than this. And I've noticed that on my friends' dolls too. They have the same problem. So I think the legs are a bit unstable on these in terms of keeping them how you want them to be. They'll kind of shift around on you, and it's really hard when they have pants on or something. to fix because you can't really see what they're doing. With Sonic, her butt joint is, oh, and this is the first time you can see her tattoo. But her butt joint is not really anything special. It's very basic. I think it's very aesthetically very nice. There's no extra piece here, though I don't see why they don't do that because she has a line here anyway, so I don't see why the sculptor didn't just go all out with that and give her it's called a Swarico joint. That's kind of Volks's coined term for it. That's what I call it now. So, yeah, I'm wondering if that'll ever happen with them. And her knees are also just a single joint, but she can kneel, and her knees do lock. There's a little piece on the side, like a little nook. You can see right here. It's like a little pointy piece, and that locks her leg in place from the front. And it's very nice looking too. It's very clean. I really like that about the Zaoll bodies. They're very clean. The joints aren't overly jointy, and they're all in the right place, I think. Her feet, pretty decent range. It's better than the hands, much better. You can see the foot can go all the way up, and you can point it down quite a bit. I really like the feet, but it is also one piece. It's not like her feet. I hope this helps. It's like a really quick overall overview, not really review, but I hope it helps to understand how these dolls are built. Overall, I'd say for a beautiful looking body, she wins, absolutely. For a more technically designed body for posing, possibly her, but she needs to be sueded. Without sueding, the advances for posing are pretty useless without sueding. So overall, they're really not the greatest. I mean, mine's not the greatest quality either, as many of you have seen in my videos, but yeah, there's not much I can do about it. And from the other ones I've seen, my friend has 3 Ange eyes and a petite eye. I think 3 Ange eyes. Well, I know people, and altogether there's 3, not including mine, and they all have the same problems. So I can safely say that, especially with their legs, they're not the best, but out of the smaller custom house dolls, they're the one to go with. With Zaoll, they're just pretty. They're not at all advanced in jointing or posing or anything, but I feel when they do pose, they look very natural. They're very natural, nice, human-looking dolls. And they make great boys, too. So, for a very aesthetically pleasing doll, she wins hands down. I mean, she looks like a real person. So I hope that helped. And just if you have any questions, if you want me to go over anything again, please let me know, and I will see what I can do for you. So, happy Hinamatsuri, and I'll see you next time. Bye!